Assalamu alaikum everyone, and assalamu alaikum to all who are watching virtually. We are basically gathered here for having a question answer session, and these are the students already who are studying here with us, and thank you very much first of all for allowing me to record this session, and you're more than most welcome with your questions in a minute. Those of you who are watching us live, if you have any questions, you can just drop that in the comment box and we'll try answering you whenever we are live again, or if we could write it for you, we'll write that for you as well. So without wasting any further time, we are just starting our questions. So who would like to start first? Would you? Okay. Yeah, it's better to pass the mic. Please check that. It must be working. Is there some green light on the mic?
Yes.
Please. Tajammul, right?
Yes.
Tajammul, I can't see you. Can you stand?
Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
How to manage the reading time?
Okay, very difficult question, the first one. Okay, so how many of you have problem with this question for this thing? Most of you?
Yes.
All right, okay. I would be taking rather my liberty to write something on the board for you. And let's see. So basically what we know about reading for now, that there are 3 passages. Yes?
Yes.
And I would also like to tell you that you are supposed to have 2250 to 2750 words in that. Collectively, in 3 passages, in passage 1, passage 2, passage 3, you're supposed to have 2250 to 2750 words to be exact. And how much time we have for that? 1 hour?
Yes, sir.
So let's take it 55 minutes for now. Ignore 5 minutes for transferring your answers. Okay. Or generally, basically, actually it is 60, but we're making it 55 because we are not keeping the transfer time in mind. Okay. Before I give my idea, can I listen to the experts or anyone who had been doing it before to give your idea on it? Like how were you doing it or how were you managing your time? Anyone in the class who thinks that he or he can manage the reading time well? Anyone who manages it well and would like to give his or his tips and technique? So all of you have this problem? Really? Okay. So fine. So basically we have 60 minutes and let's take it 55 minutes for now. There are 2 ways through which we can do it. Since we have 40 questions, either you can go by question. For example, 1 minute each question. 1 into 40 is 45. I found it on a car as well. 2 into 2 is equal to 5. He says, kya? Mera match, meri marzi. So I'm giving you 5 minutes extra because of course we cannot be robots in which we would be going by a book. कि जी हर question को हम 1 minute ही देंगे और 45 से पहले वो हो जाएगा तो हम उसको 5 minutes का time दे देते हैं. One way could be, I hope it's not visible to you. One way is that you go by question. 1 question, 1 minute. Be it solved or not. It's a time game overall, you know. For IELTS, if a complete 3 hours, 4 hours are given to you, all of you would get 40 out of 40. But once we are time bound and we are kind of stuck, that you do not have more time, which makes it real difficult or challenging. So what I do, in my way, I take 1 question for 1 minute. If it is done, very good. If it is not done, very good. I keep going on. So I don't linger upon it. You would try this method and you will get to know that actually either you get a question in the very beginning or you keep roaming around, you don't get a question. So what would be the benefit of this method? क्या benefit होगा? कोई benefit नहीं होगा. कोई benefit नहीं होगा. If you do 1 question in 1 minute.
Benefit होगा.
शुक्रिया. So आप तो मेरी theory गलत साबित करने लगे थे. So basically, in this way, you would be able to go through all the questions. And you should know already that passage 1 is easy, passage 2 is difficult, and passage 3 is the toughest. So let's say in passage 1, you have gained some score. In passage 2, you have gained some score. In passage 3, you have gained some score. And overall, you have gained 20 correct. Let's say 20 are done. And now you're left with 20 more. but you have gone through the text for once. Now it is not something which you're getting into for the very first time. You have gone into it already. So let's say in 45 minutes, if you have gone into it, what you would do, you would transfer the answers on the answer sheet. For example, now 50 minutes are gone and you got only 20 questions done and 20 are left. And let's say you have plans to move abroad for your studies and you required, let's say, 6 bands in IELTS, which means you were requiring 27 score in IELTS. So now you are left with 7 more and you have 10 minutes with you. तुक्के वाला पार्ट तो आखिर में है ही ना, मैं पेपर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बात कर रहा हूं. So now for those 10 minutes you can go back to those 7 questions and you would go into the initial part of the paper, passage 1 and passage 2, which is easier as compared with passage 3, so that you would be confirmed on this. और बाकी फिर जो ABC या जो भी आपका है, इनी मिनी मैनामो, जो भी आपका तुक्के वाला प्रोसीजर है, you can keep following that. Okay, this is one way of doing it. This is not for the practice part. This is for the real test part. Those of you who are appearing maybe tomorrow or day after, it's for you. बेटे कुछ चेयर लो वहां बैग से उधर बैठो. Then after this, there is one part we call practice part. Now, how would we practice it? The same way. The difference is, this one would be gone in 45 minutes. You have gone through 40 questions, and let's say you have done 17 questions. How many questions are left?
17.
17 are gone, 23 are left. Now you would give yourself a timer of 23 minutes. Okay, 23 into 1, and let's say in 23 minutes you have completed, let's say, 7 more questions. And still 16 questions are left, and give yourself 1 minute time for each, and then in 16 minutes, let's say you have completed 4 more questions. You have gone through all, लेकिन सबके आंसर्स नहीं मिले, तो 4 और ठीक हो गए या 5 और ठीक हो गए. Then you have 11 minutes. 11 into 1, let's say that you have gone, क्योंकि अब ये जब ये बारी आएगी तो आप फर्स्ट, सेकंड, थर्ड, फोर्थ, फिफ्थ टाइम एक पैसेज में जा रहे हैं, द सेम पैसेज. नाउ यू देखें, मैं लैंग्वेज के बैकग्राउंड से हूं, जे लैंग्वेज के बैकग्राउंड से है, असद याकूब लैंग्वेज के बैकग्राउंड से, ये जो भी अच्छे अच्छे कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स हैं ये लैंग्वेज के बैकग्राउंड से. टू अंडरस्टैंड अ क्वेश्चन फॉर अस इज इजियर. वी हैव गॉन थ्रू सो मच लिटरेचर, वी कीप टीचिंग थ्रू आउट द डे. आप वो लोग जो साइंस के बैकग्राउंड से हैं, कोई आईटी के बैकग्राउंड से है, कोई ह्यूमैनिटेरियन ग्राउंड्स या जो भी बैकग्राउंड से है, तो आप लोगों के लिए वो लैंग्वेज को अंडरस्टैंड करना एक अलग कहानी. स्किमिंग, स्कैनिंग समझना, सुन लेना ठीक है कि दैट इज स्किमिंग, दैट इज स्कैनिंग, लेकिन जब वंस यू आर अंडर द प्रेशर तो वो मैनेज नहीं होता. सो टू कट अ लॉन्ग स्टोरी शॉर्ट, इफ यू वुड गो दिस वे, यू विल गेट टू नो कि तुम्हारा क्या पैटर्न है, हाउ डू यू गेट द आंसर, देन हाउ ही गेट्स द आंसर और शी गेट्स द आंसर. यू अंडरस्टैंड मी? तो आप एक तरीका करेंगे, दिस इज प्रैक्टिस, दिस इज प्रैक्टिस. जो ये हमने स्टार्ट में किया था, दैट इज नॉट फॉर द प्रैक्टिस, वो तो फाइनल स्टेज था कि अब हमें पता है कि 27 तो लेना ही, अदरवाइज 46,400 वुड बी गॉन. तो वो तो 27 बाकी तो तुक्के लग रहे हैं, लेकिन वो दैट वुड बी अ कैलकुलेटेड वन. अब लेट्स से कि आपने 11 मिनट्स में किया, आपके 6 क्वेश्चंस रह गए हैं. अब 6 क्वेश्चंस पे अगर आप 30 मिनट्स भी लगा रहे हैं और 6 क्वेश्चंस नहीं हो रहे, तो इट्स एन ऑब्वियस थिंग बिकॉज यू डोंट नो इट. There is one thing we call mistake. The other thing we call error. Mistake, I'll commit a mistake. He did not went to school. It's a mistake. I'll correct it myself. He did not go to school. Error, he did not went to school और मुझे पता ही नहीं है कि did के बाद first form आती है. That is an error. ये जो लास्ट वाले क्वेश्चंस थे, आपने जितना मर्जी जोर लगा लिया होता, ये आपको ना मिलते because you're not aware of it कि where is the answer. Then we would go to the answers. We will see and then we will check how this answer is true. And then you would get to know the answer. And then you would keep lingering upon one particular thing for first 45 minutes, then 68 minutes, then almost 84 minutes. Almost you would take 2 hours for one passage. Not passage, complete paper. You would do 2, 3 or 4 in this way, and what will happen? You will get to know your own style of reading. How do I get my answer? Or meanwhile क्या हो रहा है? That we are going by the book, we are taking the time limit as well. Otherwise, we just start reading randomly, and that's a separate story. बहुत मुश्किल question था आपका. Thank you very much for disturbing. But that is how it is. You understand me? Let me recap what I said. One question, 1 minute. For the practice part, in 45 minutes, let's say you have completed 10 questions. 30 are left. Go back. 30 minutes timer, 30 questions again. Let's say 5 are done, 25 questions, 25 minutes. And then you'll keep going till you think that nothing is improving. Then you would go to the answer part. And you won't take only passage 1. And you won't take only passage 2. And you won't take only passage 3. You would take the whole frame of it. Then you would get to know how exactly you were supposed to do it. Do you understand that?
Yes.
This is one way. Second, if you want, shall I?
Yes.
The second one, एक तो ये तरीका कार है. Second one, you have total 60 minutes. Let's take 55 minutes for now. And if we go by this 15, 15, 25, that can also be taken care of. 15 minutes passage 1, 15 minutes passage 2, and 25 minutes passage 3 because it's difficult. आमतौर पे वो कहा जाता है कि आप 20-20 में डिवाइड कर लें. अगर 20 में आपका पैसेज 1 हो चुका है तो 20 में पैसेज 2 कभी भी नहीं होगा. और अगर पैसेज 2 भी लकीली हो गया तो पैसेज 3 तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं होगा. और लेट्स से पैसेज 3 भी हो गया तो फिर ट्रांसफर कब करेंगे? ट्रांसफर नहीं करेंगे. ऑल दैट मैटर्स दैट व्हाट इज ऑन द आंसर शीट, नॉट ऑन द क्वेश्चन पेपर. उस पर आप चाहे तो हम सब लड़के हैं लेकिन मेहंदी का डिजाइन भी बनाएंगे तो नथिंग वुड वर्क. कोई टेंशन नहीं है उसकी. So you understand me? The second way is 15 minutes, 15 minutes and 25. 25 इसलिए दिए क्योंकि अगर पैसेज 2 थोड़ा रह रहा होगा तो 25 का मार्जिन होगा. And then you have 5 minutes to transfer the answers. इसका एक तरीका ये भी है कि 15 minutes पैसेज 1 को दिया, 1 मिनट में आंसर ट्रांसफर कर दिए. 2 किया, 1 मिनट में ट्रांसफर कर लिया. 3 किया, ट्रांसफर कर लिया, अभी भी 2 मिनट रह गए, दफा फिर क्रॉस चेक कर लिया उसका. And those of you are appearing maybe tomorrow or day after, तुक्के एक पैटर्न पे लगाएं. ये इट्स नॉट फॉर प्रैक्टिस पर्पस. ठीक है. तुक्कों का तरीका क्या है? फॉर एग्जाम्पल येस, नो, नॉट गिवन. आपने 2 येस कर दिए, 1 नो कर दिया और लेट से आगे 4 रहते हैं तो चारों के चारों को एक आंसर लगाएं. उसमें से 2 ठीक होते हैं. जो पहले हो गए उसके अलावा नॉट गिवन कर दें चारों. ना कि येस, नो, नॉट गिवन पे वो 10 तक गिनने वाला करें या जो भी करते हैं आपका. तो उसमें फिर एक वाला तुक्का लगाएं. Not for you. Those of you who are practicing do not apply at home. ये वो वाला रूल है. तो आप जो अपीयर हो रहे हैं और बिल्कुल समझ लो कि एंड पे हैं कि कोई टेंशन, कोई और पीछे कोई मसला नहीं रहता, तो वो ऐसे करें. इस तरह पैटर्न पे चलें. A, B, C, D. A के कुछ आंसर्स आ गए, B के कुछ आ गए, C के कुछ आ गए, D का कोई नहीं है, सब D कर दें. ओके. अगर मैं बैन हो जाता हूँ ब्रिटिश काउंसिल से, वो एक अलग कहानी. So you understand me, बेटे?
Yes,
2
sir.
ways. 1 into 1, 15 into 1, 15 into 1, 25 into 1. ठीक है?
Thank you.
Yeah, that's how it is. Thank you very much. Let's move on.